One of the most common curiosities we have as students is, how did our teachers get here, and what do they do when they're not here teaching us? So what we decided to do is sit down with a handful of teachers that we were able to get a hold of and find out what exactly they do and who they are. So let's start with a basic introduction.
All right, introducing myself. Is that where we're starting? All right, my name is Andre Baldoff. I taught AP Gov, Econ, just regular, not AP, Psychology, and AP Psychology.
My name is Mr. Jennifer, Brian Jennifer. I am a biology, an AP biology teacher here on campus.
My name is Antonio Rosco. I'm a Spanish 2 and 4 this year at American Canyon High School.
I'm Mrs. Hilliard, and I teach AP Environmental Science and Chemistry, and I've been here at American Canyon High School for 7 years.
Now that we've become acquainted with one another, we're going to take a closer look into their past and how they got into the position they're in today. So, did they originally want to be a teacher, and how did they get here to ACHS?
Did you always have interest in this subject? Yes and no. My original, when I was your guys' age, my actual love was music. I was going to be a music major when I went off to college, and I actually was when I first went off. And at some point during my working for internships and things like that, I actually switched over to science because that's what my job was.
I've always wanted to be a teacher. Remember in 8th grade, I watched a movie called Stand and Deliver, and it has to do with a teacher, or it's about a teacher. So I told myself someday I'm gonna be like Jaime Escalante.
So I went to Humboldt State University, and I got my degree in natural resources. And because I have this, I've always had this great love for nature and for being in the outdoors. And at some point I decided to get my science credential so I could teach high school science. I taught at Hogan High School for 7 years, and then at Bethel. And I started a Green Academy there at Bethel. And then 7 years ago, I came to American Canyon, and I really love it here.
I was living out of actually a tent in Tahoe, applying for jobs in Portland and in San Francisco. And a friend of mine got a job in Napa at New Technology High School. I ended up staying and working at New Tech for 2 years. Then I left and I moved to Washington, D.C. because of life. And then I'm teaching at Columbia Heights. But I ended up moving from there, taught some in New Orleans, and then came back to New Tech, which they had a job opening. But, and then I was there for 10 years, and then I came here, and I've been here for 4, I think, here at American Canyon. But, I hope to stay here for my whole career. I really like American Canyon that much.
All of these teachers have their own unique past and initial motives that make them who they are. Their classrooms reflect their personalities by how they're set up and what you can find on their walls.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you can just pan around. This is the classroom. The question that you're asking is, as far as posters and classroom design, is there anything special? And obviously I'm a minimalist. When you look around, there's not a lot of posters or anything. I will direct you over here. As far as decoration, this is as decorative as I get. This is all like, it said lesson planning possibly boring. This is how I keep track of everything. I don't wing anything. Everything is planned down to the day.
I only have a poster of Obama. It says our destiny is not written for us, but by us. It's just to remind my students that we write our own destiny in this country. If you want to be president and you work hard enough and don't give up, you could be our next president. So I have that there. Most of my decorations are grammar concepts. This is the most important things that the school wants us to teach you guys. It starts here with level 1, the very basics, your subject charts, and then it goes through all the different grammar concepts up to Spanish 3 and 4 up there, and a few other posters that I do not have.
All right. So I have some pictures here of trout in their habitat. And then this poster, this was the thank you card from the Green Academy students before I left Bethel. Then I have these different artifacts along the window, so more shells and bones. Here are some newspaper articles from things that the AP Environmental Science classes have been doing, and also the Environmental Club. So when they do these environmental projects, then they often get recognized publicly. And then over here, the Environmental Science All-Stars. These were students who passed the AP exam in past years.
Now that we know who they are as our teachers, what do they do when they're not here in the classroom? Who are they as normal and regular citizens living in California?
For my hobbies, I love playing soccer and spending time with my kids. I used to play a lot more soccer before I got married. After I got married, I've been spending it mostly with my family. I used to travel a lot with friends as well. We used to do road trips and trips in big groups with most of my friends. But now I do them with my family. We like to travel. We go to Mexico twice per year, or sometimes 3 times. And as soon as my kids are a little bit older, we're going to explore other parts of the world.
Yeah, so students probably see I have a couple guitars in class. I don't know how to play one song. So I would get these like movies, and I remember playing the movies and just holding the guitar like I'm doing now. I guess it feels kind of maybe safe. Yeah, and just kind of teaching myself how to play.
Oh, well, I'm sure you could guess I spend time in nature. So I like to hike, and so usually when I get home, then I have some friends I go hiking with, and I'll take my dog out behind the house. There's some trails out there too, so I'll take her out. In the winter, I like cross-country skiing, which is really fun. It's like hiking in the snow, only you glide along. And my husband and I just bought kayaks, so now we're out kayaking in lakes and rivers and bays.
The surface of these people's lives shows a passion and love for the job and their work. How about we take a deeper dive and ask, what are the hardest things they've had to experience as a teacher, or in their whole life?
Hardships, just growing up poor is always hard. When I was young, we didn't have YouTube and a lot of other resources that you guys have to catch up in your classes. If I was struggling, I had to read the book over and over until it made sense. Couldn't go to my parents because they didn't go to school.
Well, the worst is easy. When I first, for anyone who's interested in becoming a teacher, your first task in addition to school is they will put you into a school environment. For example, as a student teacher, I would walk into a classroom like this and I would have to practice. In other words, the real teacher would give me a day or two, and I would have to develop the lesson plan and I would have to teach the students. And by far my worst experience with that is my teacher that I was working with kind of took advantage of the situation and never even showed up for the class and basically slept in, and I was like left on my own. I mean, I guess she had a lot of confidence in me, but that was difficult because never having taught before, it's a difficult thing to do when you don't have any experience.
Well, when I taught at Bethel, I had problems. The administration there wasn't very supportive, so that was why I left. But when I came here to American Canyon, I just felt like they do everything right here.
They have had to persevere through rough experiences to get here. So why do they still teach? Why is their job so important to them even now?
Greatest experience teaching, it happens every year whenever I get emails from like you guys. Hey, Mr. G, here I am at UC Davis. I'm studying biotechnology. Everything's going great. Thanks for making AP biology so difficult, so I was ready. Or, I'll get emails from students from years ago. They're in the military now, and they're like, hey, how you doing? Just thinking of you because we just someone just mentions something about, you know, a topic that we covered. So it's always cool to hear from you guys, like after, you know, stay in touch and hear from you afterwards.
Great moments when I see some of my old students that I really had an impact on, and they thank me, and that's very special. Teaching has given me a lot of really good moments. I love teaching, and that's why I still do it. I enjoy being here with my students. I hope that they take something that is a little bit more than grammar concepts with them. I hope that they know how to treat their parents in the future, how to raise good kids, and lots of other things that we normally talk about in my class that are just more than Spanish concepts.
I feel like the most important part of my job is sharing knowledge about nature and how to take care of it, how to take care of the planet, and you know, develop an appreciation for nature.
It's a practice. It's not something that I'm never gonna make it. You know, I'm never gonna, there is no podium I'm gonna be standing upon. I'm always walking towards it.
Each of these teachers have their own significant story as to how they got here. They've suffered hardship, humiliation, and disappointments to get to where they are today. But they work hard every day not because of themselves, but because of you. They enjoy teaching you lessons beyond what they are required to teach you. These teachers want you to do well in life and for you to succeed and be passionate about your future. So what we suggest is to write to a teacher who impacted you greatly, even if you had them years ago. Hearing back from you is one of the most valuable things a teacher can ask for.